Now with Psycho 4, unfortunately it was the last film with Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates. Tony eventually would succumb to the AIDS virus that he had contracted, and 2 years after this film came out he would have passed away. Very sad time for me. I remember the day that I found out he passed away, and it's still with me. It was like the first actor I really liked that passed away, and it bothered me. But Psycho 4: The Beginning is a great film. This one was released on Showtime, and it's a really good little film. A lot of people write it off. The only problem I have with Psycho 4, they had brought Joe Stefano back to do the screenplay, and he had actually adapted the original Psycho for Hitchcock, which was cool, but he cut out some continuity between 2 and 3, not having been a fan of those films. I guess he just didn't think it was worth mentioning some of the things. So, like in Psycho 3, you find out that Mrs. Spool, who in Psycho 2 said that she was Norman's real mother, was actually not his real mother, but she had killed Norman's father. That was brought up in Psycho 3, and that she had kidnapped Norman when he was a baby. In Psycho 4, it just says that Norman's father had died from bee stings, and I thought that was kind of, you know, poor continuity. That was my only real problem with Psycho 4. Otherwise, I think it was cool to see how Norman went crazy, to go back to when he was a kid and see what his mother was really like. And Olivia Hussey did a great job as Norman Bates. She was evil and beautiful, and she just was so evil, but at the same time, you know, she was attractive, which was kind of weird because I had always pictured Mother as just this old crone. And what had happened was that after Norman had killed her, in his mind she grew old, and that's why he always did the older voice. And I thought that was cool. Also, you know, Tony Perkins is kind of in the background a little bit more in this one because he's on a phone for most of the film doing a radio show. That was cool. So he's telling the radio show host what had happened to him as a child. And Henry Thomas playing young Norman Bates is just amazing in the film. Does some of the twitches that that Anthony Perkins did as Norman in some of the earlier films. And Mick Garris does a great job directing this. I really think, even though I wish there would have been another Psycho film with Tony Perkins, this one does wrap up the series very well. It's very final at the end. You know, it almost is a happy ending for Norman, something that you wanted to see at the end of Psycho 2, but, you know, unfortunately that's not the way the stories went. But I was happy to see Norman happy at the end of this film and able to live his life without the demons. So yeah, another great film. Love Psycho 4. It's unfortunate that Tony Perkins passed away so young, and that we never got to see another performance as this character from him. Now I've been showing the videotapes, but I have the triple feature with Psycho 2, 3, and 4 that Universal put out. The final thing I want to talk about is the Psycho Legacy. Now I have done a review of this, so I'm not going to recap what I've talked about, but this is just a great film, and out of all of the documentaries on horror films that have come out, this is my favorite. I love it because it's so personal. It's not just like some studio thing that they put out because there's a new movie coming out. It's actually was done. Rob G did an amazing job on this. It's all funded by him. He put it out through Shout Factory because Universal was stupid and they didn't want to release it. And it's just great, and you see a lot of, you know, old footage of Anthony Perkins, and really a nice cap to the series. And it doesn't talk about the remake, which is awesome because that's a piece of shit. But yeah, the Psycho films, they have a special place in my heart. They always will. One of the best horror series ever made, and I thank everybody for taking the time to watch this and listen to my thoughts on the series, and I invite everybody to post back and let me know what they think. So until next time, thanks to everybody. Mother, she's gonna get you. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye.